Hey guys, Peter here to do a concert review, and I'm here to tell you about the show that I saw on Friday, December 3rd, Swallow the Sun at the Velvet Underground in Toronto. They're currently in North America on tour with Wilderun and Abigail Williams. They've been on tour for about 2 weeks. They still have another 2 weeks left. I'm going to put the dates in the description of this video, so check them out if they come to a town nearby. We should be supporting live music as much as possible, going to shows, buying merch. It's tough times for musicians, so we want to be there for them. And if you can, attend the show, buy a t-shirt, show them your support, show them your love. Now, for the Toronto show, Abigail Williams didn't make the trip due to COVID protocols at the border, but the local promoter decided to swap bands and add a local band, a prog rock band called Derev. And that's exactly where my concert review is going to start. I liked their sound. I thought it was really interesting and matched the bands that came after. They had a little bit of Wilderun, perhaps more of Wilderun than obviously Swallow the Sun. But it wasn't like they were standing out and they were completely different from the atmosphere that was being created on the evening. They have an incredible guitar player. They have a very solid and consistent drummer. The bassist is also very good. So musically, there's sound. Really good sound, really good music, really good song constructions, super proggy, super proggy. My only issue was really with the vocals. And this is not to say that the vocalist is not good, because they have an outstanding vocalist. I just feel like his range is really narrow. So there is something more that I was hoping for, considering how the songs were put together. When I look at the structure of the tracks, when I look at the emotion that these tracks were creating, when I look at all the deviations that were happening within the songs, at times I really felt that some harsh vocals would have completed the tracks, would have made the songs more impactful. And because they weren't there, I always felt a little bit defrauded of something much better and much bigger. Now, once you realize that that's not going to happen, that's not the range that he has, and you have to live with what he's giving you, you have to say that his voice is actually outstanding. He has a very nice tone. He really creates a nice atmosphere within the music. But I really feel like some harsh vocals here and there, not a lot, really sprinkled throughout the songs, would definitely create a little bit of a larger footprint for these tracks and give the band a lot more to work with. Now, after them came Wilderun. First time seeing them, they put on a great set. They play stuff from everything that they have. It's not like they concentrated just on the latest record. They have a new album coming out January 7th. I believe January 7th on Century Media. They played a new track from that album, but they play some really deep cuts as well. So there was a little bit of everything, and I feel like fans walked away knowing a little bit more about the band because of what they played. They didn't just concentrate on one single record. That's really important. It allows you to feel like you're getting a much larger scope of what the band has in store for you as a listener, has to offer. They were super tight, vocally, musically, really incredible performance. And the time just flew by. You honestly didn't notice the duration of their set because you were so enthralled in the music. You were so part of the atmosphere that they were creating that you just didn't really care about time. Time was not an issue at all. So that always goes to show you how good of a set it was and how good a performance it was when a band is able to put together something along those lines. Then after them comes obviously the incredible, the finish, the Gods of Doom, Swallow the Sun. First time that I'm seeing them as a headliner. I saw them in 2019 when they were in North America with Children of Bodom and Wolfheart, but at that time they were one of the bands on that bill. They were not the headliner. So this time, obviously, they had a little bit more time, a larger set, and they were able to do a little bit more. They concentrated their efforts on the new record, Moonflowers. That's their latest album. Incredible album, out right now on Century Media. Go check it out if you haven't yet. So a lot of the songs on this set, on this tour, are going to be off of that record. That doesn't mean that they're not playing some deeper cuts, because they are. There's a little bit of everything for everybody, for old fans of the band, for new fans of the band. The performance was outstanding. The Velvet Underground is a very small, really dungy style venue. It feels like you've gone underground when you walk into that venue. Even though it's not a basement, it has a little bit of a basement feel because the ceilings are really low. So a venue like that for a band like Swallow the Sun becomes so cozy for the listener. You feel like you're one with the band. You're really close. There's no barriers. You can touch the band members if you wish to do so. I'm not saying you should, but you could. So that ability to not have anything between you and the band, be in that sort of basement style environment, really plays well off of their music, the atmosphere that they create, and everything that's around you. everybody was just in awe of the performance itself that this band put on December 3rd in the great city of Toronto. It was just outstanding. You were just there for the music, you were there for the atmosphere, and you didn't want to leave it. You wanted to stay in that pocket, you wanted to stay in that area. Every single song that they played felt like it felt like you were just being embraced by this darkness, embraced by this despair that this band so beautifully puts together with their music and the atmosphere that that music creates. Vocally was phenomenal. The sound sounded magnificent. It didn't matter where you were within the venue. I tried actually physically 3 or 4 different spots, right in front of the stage, a little bit further back, and then almost by the sound mixing and the lighting where those tables are. It didn't matter where you were, the vocals sounded crisp at every single turn. Same thing could be said for the sound. The sound was magnificent. It almost felt like you were listening to a studio album, but in a live setting. Incredible sound, incredible performance, super tight. Every time that I see these guys, the idea just becomes reinforced in my mind of how good, how tight, how strong they are, and how well their music transports you into a much darker and different place, but that you're so comfortable in that darkness. And being in a venue like Velvet Underground, it's already dark. So the darkness just becomes amplified by the sound and the experience that you're having by watching Swallow the Sun. So it was an incredible night, incredible performance. Super happy to be there. I brought some souvenirs home. I picked up a couple of shirts. I picked up a CD, a patch. You have to support these bands, specifically if they're coming to Canada. If you're in Canada and you're going to see a band that's on a North American tour, support these bands. They're spending a lot of money on COVID tests to make it across the border, and there's not a lot of incentive financially for them to even come here. So we as fans, I know it's a tight world. Everybody's financially tight. So, but if we can do something for them, if we could show a little bit of support by buying one shirt, a patch, a CD, whatever it is, beyond the ticket that you purchase, I highly recommend you do it, because these bands are taking a huge gamble, a huge risk, and some of them haven't been on the road for 2 years. So think about that when you go see a show, specifically if you are in Canada, specifically if you're going to go see Swallow the Sun at their next Canadian show, which is in Vancouver. Now, once again, the tour dates will be on the description of this video, so check it out. If they're coming to a town nearby, don't miss this tour. It's absolutely magnificent. It's 50 Shades of Darkness. That is what the tour should be called. All right, guys, see you at the next video.